Hi, welcome to Styx, Shards of Darkness. We're going to be doing mission 1, which is called Revelations, which I think was the name of one of the missions in the previous Styx, but there we are. Check the description for timecodes if you need something specific. We're going to pick up 685 SP, there's 705 in total, 20 missing because we didn't get gold on Swiftness. I don't think that's possible with tokens. I want to have a look at skills. If you want to get to the mission, skip ahead to about a minute and a half, I guess. Again, check the description. I'll put something in there. I'm going to have a little rant about skills at the beginning, so I apologise for that. But what we'll really need is Feline. As a result, you get persistence, which gives you a little more invisible time. I've gone pretty deep into the amber tree. I've got poisonous bolt, but we're not going to use any, although they're awesome, so we'll start using them next mission. Crafting lockpicks, not really doing that. The only thing is just being able to pick up more stuff, which is useful. I've got cocoon, but we're not using that. And I've gone into this tree to get greed so that you can sniff tokens. So if you've got that, it'll make your life a little bit easier, but I'll show you exactly where they are. They're kind of a nightmare to get. My whole setup costs about 2,000 points, but you can match it just by getting Feline, pretty much. Like I said, we'll ramp it up in the next missions with poison bolts, but that brings me to kind of skills in general. They're all a bit underwhelming. The cloning side is useful if you're playing Master because you can't save, although it seems a bit ridiculous to remove save and then put it in skills instead, really, with that the thing where you come back to life if you get killed as a clone. If you've got a clone active. The whole killing thing is pointless because there's bonuses for not killing anyone, like the mercy stuff. The crafting stuff's okay, I guess. The invisibility stuff's alright, but only about half of it. Like, really, maybe there's a mission coming up where you've got to keep some goblins invisible. But then it would be really weird if you had to get skills to do that. It seems a bit pointless. But anyway, I digress. We are 1 poster and 2 tokens down, I think, at this point. Then jump up here and over there. That's it. And then drop down here, and those 2 guys shouldn't see you as long as you stick to the shadows. Then jump up here and take a right. There's a chap in this room, and we're also going to grab a distraction item off this table. There. And then come around under this table. The guy won't see you. There's some treasures you can grab in there. Then take a right, jump across here. You don't have to jump up. You can roll off and you'll grab onto the grip by the window. There's a token there. That's token number 3. And a poster to rip down up here. You can put the light out first. It doesn't really make much difference. Just don't double back for the light and you'll be fine. Then roll up this way, grab the amber off the table. In this one, there's another amber and a distraction item there. I don't mean to put the torch out there. Pointless. There are a few options in a few places on this, depending on how much amber you've got and how tooled up you are. So it's another reason I'm not playing Goblin. I'm not playing Master, just because the opportunity to show you guys, that's my excuse anyway, the opportunity to show you guys multiple routes. Watch out for the chap looking over the fence there. He might be walking towards the window, so peep your head out first. Don't just leap out through that window. There's 2 poison spores there and a token on that barrel. Then you can climb up this rope if you need more poison spores. You don't have to. Alternately, just run straight up the stairs where the poison spores, the previous poison spores were, but there's 2 there if you want them. Then cross on that rope and drop down here. There we are, then up and over. If you came up the stairs, you will arrive almost directly underneath this point on those stairs there. Try not to roll off there. That's not going to work for anyone. If you're going to roll to land on the stairs, although you'll probably take damage and die. So instead, drop off there. Post number 5 already. Wow. Oh yeah, of course there was one right at the beginning, wasn't there? Yeah, that's the one I always forget about. One at the beginning, one on the left after Ephron. Token there as well. Oh, this is one of the places where there's multiple options. Don't miss the amber there. But if you want to use some amber, you can just go invisible through there. If not, these guys tend to change their timing patterns quite a lot. Ideally, they want to be something like this, where they meet at the desk there, although quite often you might find them desynced. Watch out for the guy behind who walks back and forth. He might see you if you're standing in the light, so be careful. But basically come over here. There was a poster to rip down on that, what is that, bar, I guess, bench, not bench, desk, table, whatever. Anyway, and a token right next to it. Then climb up that rope and along this way. Watch out for the chap down there on the left. You can kind of roll off there, although it's a little bit risky. Just make sure you land in the shadows. If you push straight through the door, he quite often sees you. There's a token on that table as well, so don't miss that. Then we're just going to roll onto the high part of this, there, like that. And then there's a poster to tear down here. So drop down there and grab that. Now there's 3 chaps down here wandering around. They might be in various positions. One might be working that block right next to us on our right there, in which case go around behind him. But if they're on patrol, stick in the dark here. Either way, end up drop down here, and then you want to come across here. These 3 guys will be talking, so you can basically just wait for a pretty long time here. One of them will fall, or 2 of them will go to sleep, and one will stand with his back turned, which leaves you free to snag that poster. Then through here, there's 2 guards talking, and then the room of hell here. This was the best way I found to deal with it. Jump over here, climb up here. Now this guard should be looking through the door there. If you basically walk up to there and walk straight, the guy inside the room will go yellow and come out to investigate. Stay to the shadows here to grab the token on the barrel there, and the 2 talking won't see you. Then the guy inside is now completely out of position, leaving you free to go mental in here. There's a poster to rip down on the table there. Move slowly so that that chap turns around, and then go through here, keeping to the shadows. Watch out for the light from the window. He will see you if you stand in that. Around here, drop down up through here. Now this bit is a little bit sneaky. Wait for the chap who turned around at the table, there he is, to turn around again. Grab that token, stay into the shadows, and then walk up here and align yourself half in the light and half out and walk forward. And that guy behind you shouldn't see you. I actually cut a bit to the right, too close to him, so make sure you stay half and half all the way down. Some amber and some iron stuff there. And then come out here, jump and then tap left. It's weird if you push up and diagonal, it doesn't really work. You can use an invisible here to get past this guy. I panicked a little bit, but actually you don't really want to do that. There's 2 guards wandering around in kind of a crisscross pattern down here, so just be wary of where they are, keep an eye on them. But the safest route to go is along here, and then you can just hide in this hole until the coast is clear, and jump up this way. There you go. There's a token on the table there, so grab that. That's, I want to say 9, possibly. Yeah, it is 9. And we got 1 more poster to go, I think. Then up here, wait for the guards to get out of the way. Make sure they're not in your face. There we are. If that guy is looking there, come around the long way. If he is standing more or less where you are now, you can just jump straight over that barrier, although beware, it's a bit glitchy. A lot of the terrain in this is super glitchy. Styx keeps getting caught on stuff, and I have to reload. It's super annoying. It just seems like a bit of a sloppy job from the programmers, but what are you going to do? Anyway, chuck a diversion item down there. Make sure those guys walk deep. You've got to be pretty quick to get this. And you want to go around the back of that crane at the top to make sure they don't see you when you're approaching the edge. Anyway, then just mash the button as you approach the chest, and it will flip to a cutscene, so you don't need to worry about the actual animation of getting in. Then drop in here, falsify the records. You can grab that spore, whatever the hell it is, unstable spore if you want. There's a dude in that room, but don't worry about him, he's never going to see you. Then turn around and straight back up this way over the roof, and we're going to drop down to the right while the guy comes in to get the new orders for the airship directions. There's 1 token down here, that's token number 11. So in here, there's a couple of ways to deal with this as well. There's some insect eggs next to a skill table there, which are kind of awkward to get at. I'm going to sneeze now, I think. Hold on. Oof, big sneeze. Hi. So, where was I? Yeah, okay, so you go invisible here. If you don't want to use amber, you can just chuck a distraction thing over to that side. Wait for this guy to go pretty deep. There's also sand in that room that you might want to grab if you haven't got any, because we're going to be needing some towards the end. Also, if you have a lockpick when you come up here, you don't need to go into that room, because you can just use the lockpick on this door here. There's 1 inside if you need it to replace your supplies. Anyway, when you're done there, the orders should have been falsified by then, and you now go fire the Ballista and climb across to the 2nd airship. Try not to fall off here. Now, I go a little bit of a weird order here, simply because a few of the tokens are much, much easier to get before you steal the Sceptre. When you steal the Sceptre, everyone will go on guard, and they'll be moving around, and there are less people asleep, and it's generally a bit of a nightmare. So we're going to grab token number 12 from in this room. The only reason we went around the back is just for timing on the patrol down there. It just makes it easier to grab and get out. Now we're going to go over and get the secondary objectives. Try not to do that. I really don't know how I managed to jump off the side of the airship while trying to climb up. But there we are. Something to be wary of. Now you want to hang on to this rope. There are the guards down there from whom you steal the pay. You might want to save before you try this, but snag his pay there. Then there's number 2. And the quicker you get them, the less nonsense you have to listen to. My god, the script in this is so bad. Styx's voice actor rather, is incredible, but he's just been given the worst script. It's, oh, poor guy. And the other voice actors are just appalling in comparison. Well, objectively as well. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting again. I'll try and stop. It's still a really solid stealth game. And you can skip the cutscenes, so it's fine. And I sort of like the thing they've done with the Batman at the end, but I also, when you die, but I also kind of don't. Come in here now. You want to use your sand here to put that torch out. Don't do it by hand. The two guys standing by the fire outside will see you. Wait for this guy to come in here, and we're going to grab this token before getting the scepter, just because it's easier. Now this guy can go one of two ways. If he goes to the back of the room here, chuck your distraction item so that only the guy forward hears it, grab that token there and head out. He can also just go, and if you come later here, he might just go all the way around and not go to the back. The only reason we want him to open that door is because it costs a lockpick. It's locked. Well, actually it doesn't really matter. There's some stuff to get there, but wait for him to basically walk a good way down the corridor and then chuck the diversion item in exactly the same place, causing that guy to walk forward. If the other guy hears you, he'll turn around and walk towards it and see you grabbing the token, which is never good. Anyway, into here, there's some amber, I think, on the table there, raw amber. And then we're going to climb up on this bookcase, like that. Then head to that side of the room there, so the opposite side of the bookcase, and we're going to climb up here and grab one more token before returning for the scepter, and 3 more tokens. There it is there. That little area is particularly nasty when they're on patrol. They just move a bit more aggressively and their timing's all a bit off. Anyway, come back across here. I'm going to show you a couple of, I'm going to show you where the guards are. There's normally a guard wandering, there's always a guard wandering around the perimeter here. Depending on what your time is getting here, he could be anywhere around the top of this area, all the way around to here. He'll just walk in a big circle, and there's one chap there, there's another chap down here who doesn't move, and there's one down there who will start moving as soon as you get close to that area, which makes it very, very hard to get in through this hole if you've kind of faffed around. So instead what you want to do is from here, I'm cheating a little bit because I know this guy is on the left, but keep an eye out for him, and then as soon as you get here, just drop down there and you can roll across the carpet, which will give you plenty of time to get down here and grab an amber, which is good because we need to go invisible now. There's a lockpick here on the right as well by the bed, because obviously what else would you need in bed but a lockpick? This guy here doesn't move. You can use a distraction item, but it gets a bit risky. Better to use the invisible because you've just had an amber. There's another amber down here that we're going to get as well. Now this guy, I've spliced together a bunch of different footage here because there's a few ways you can approach this room and a few different things this guy will do. More often than not, he will go and look at this craft bench, but occasionally he will turn around and double back, so just be wary when you drop down that he's not going to switch back on you. Make sure he makes it all the way up to that craft table before turning around. Then drop down here, grab a token. What are we up to? 16, 15, 16. And then you want to roll over here. No, sorry, invisible mode. Drop down onto this table after hanging off the edge. Drop invisible again. This is if you're in a rush. There's some raw amber there. And then get round here. And then run your way across here when you're invisible, so you will need the running invisible skill for that. Then don't drop down there, instead jump all the way across because it's a real pain to get back up from down there, and then you're going to open this door. This is how to do it. If you don't want to use invisible, drop down, grab the token, and then it's just a waiting game. You basically want to follow the chap on your level around so that he doesn't ever see you, wait for the guys below to start moving, and as soon as they start moving like that, you can drop down, run up the steps to get the amber. There, amber, and then turn it around and head to the door that we went to before, which is here, and they shouldn't see you at all. Open that, and there's a token in there on the table at the end. Watch out, there is a civilian or, I don't know, a cook or something wandering around in that area. And then get up here, make sure you've got all the things. You should be up to 17 tokens, and have Shadow and Mercy, obviously. And then in through this gap, you'll get a cutscene and you drop out here. We've got 3 more tokens to go. Obviously, all the second objectives are done at this point. Oh, it's worth mentioning, if you haven't got the second objectives at this point, they'll disappear. You can no longer get them, so do them before you get the scepter. But I think getting all 3 together is the easiest way, like right where they're packaged. Up here, watch out for these 2 guys on patrol, and then there you'll see a crossbowman who wanders around as well. He sort of goes in a big, like, lollipop shape, I guess. He goes around that circuit and then back down to the other side, almost a number 8. But just basically make sure he's not looking at you. There's another crossbow man up here who you can sometimes open the door before, but it's a bit risky, so if you're going to try that, save. Once he's against the rail though, you can open it. He'll go yellow, but he won't see you. You can run all the way down here. There's no one around, and there's a token in that room. You can go out the back here if you want, or I prefer going back up this way and over. It's just easier. That's why we got the previous token. To avoid having to go down there. Through here there's another token directly in front of you. The chap with the crossbow outside should have moved by now, so he ought at least not be alert, so he's not going to be a problem. Then go through this room at the back. There we are. And then straight ahead. Now there's another chap, well, two chaps with crossbows here wandering around, so just be careful. But if you climb up here, it should be just as this guy comes out of the door, and then jump up there and through here. And there we go, roll down there for the final token, and you're right by the point at which you have to flee. I think we came in at, what, 16:45 or something like that. Without the token, Swiftness seems like it'd be pretty easy, so I'll probably do a video for that next. With Master, perhaps, who knows. Anyway, there we go, that's all the things. 685 SP. On the left, the previous mission prologue. And on the right, that's going to be Mission 3 Korangar, I think it's called. Mission 2, sorry, Korangar. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye.